All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. We're live. Hey, everybody, how's it going? It's a Friday. It's a Friday edition of Command Your Morning. My special guest today is Brandy Coffey, coming to us from sunny Florida. I'm so jealous. It's freezing. It's like 63 degrees. It's 63 degrees in my house.
Oh, that's cold.
It's
No.
ridiculous. It's illegal. So, Brandy, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out. Can you tell everyone in the Command Your Conversion world who you are? Who is Brandy?
So I grew up in Sarasota. I live and breathe this area. It's my favorite place on earth. And I'm an OP here. I'm a mega agent. I do have a team. And then I have a staging and design company that we recently launched last year. And we also have a repair and remodel company with one of our investor partners. And then we also have property management because people like to come here and buy a vacation home and lease it out when they're not here. So they kind of have a free vacation home.
So you just have a few things going on, just a few.
You.
So that's awesome. I love it. So, hey, this show is all about, what top agents and leaders in our company are, how they get their day started. And then we kind of go on from there, see what their day looks like and see how they handle their team and types of trainings and meetings they have. Because you're running a market center and a team and you have two other companies. So you have a few things happening in your life. But it all starts with the morning, right? So I'll be honest, today I woke up an hour ago. It was one of those. I was like, oh my God. I don't set my alarm. I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. So what happens is my 4-year-old wakes up and he's like, Daddy, can I play a game? And he goes, can I have your phone? And I give him my phone, and then I set my alarm for the phone to time him. But I slept through it. So this morning I'm like, but what's your morning look like normally? Do you have a routine? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So I love working out, and I know everyone's going to say, oh my gosh, who loves to work out? But I've been that way even since I was a kid. I mean, even in high school, I'd get up at 5 o'clock, work out every single day, get to school by 7. So it's been a habit of mine, and I'm a super habitual person. I kind of eat the same foods all the time. I mean, I'm kind of a boring person when it comes to my morning. And I love yoga. So I mix in some yoga and some meditation, and I love to read. So I'm trying to read, or I intend to read as many articles as possible. So I'll skim through the 10 most important articles, and then I'll read a couple chapters of different books. I don't like reading one book at a time. I like picking pieces of different books to help me in that moment, because sometimes you're reading a book and it's like, I can't relate to this, but then later you read it and you're like, oh, this resonates with me. It's the timing in which you need that information, or maybe you need to share with someone else that I think is important.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say you love working out. I don't think that's crazy because I can relate to that. Did you know that I majored in exercise physiology when I was in college? That was my first major. And I did own a personal training company. So working out is definitely important. And I think that it's great that you love to work out. It's good for you, right? So is that the first thing? That's the first thing. So you get up. That's kind of the first thing that you go to. Do you go to the gym? Well, now you probably can't go, but you have a gym in your house. Where do you mostly get your workouts done?
So typically before all of this happened, I was at the gym early in the morning with a personal trainer. I am a person that if I pay for it or I know that someone's waiting on me, I'm going to go do it. So I do need accountability. I'm a little bit of a control freak. So I need someone to push me, because I might be like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Or, I have that kind of ego in the back of my mind saying, I know how to work out. I think you're going to learn and grow more if you have someone else that's like, has a background like you do, that can say, actually, this might be a better way to do it. And it's more efficient and you're going to see better results. So I need that in every area of my life. So I do weight training. I run twice a week, and then I do yoga a couple times, just because running, I'm 42 now. So I've noticed that running outside without having my gym open has taken a little toll on my body. So I ordered a Peloton just to kind of save my knees, and yoga really helps with mental health. And I have a psychology background, so I am always studying mental health and how, we can help change people's behavior, or not behaviors, but mindset, and help them kind of think differently. And I think exercise and meditation helps people start their day right.
That's so cool. Well, I don't have a psychology background, but I definitely have mental health issues. I'm not,
Don't we
I'm
all?
pretty open. I'm pretty open about those issues. But that's so cool. So yeah, I mean, so tell me about so you kind of do the similar thing that I do. Like when you're reading a book, like I can't stick to the same type of I can't stick to the same book for like longer than a week. Like you're doing maybe a couple different chapters of a book a morning, right? For
Yes.
me, it's like I'll read a book for a week. I'll get halfway through it, and then I want to pick up something else for a week, and then I'll go back. And that's only because I feel like there's other information that I need to find out about, and I can't I don't want to wait for it.
Right.
So when you're reading in the morning, what does that reading consist of? Is it mostly positive stuff? Because you said you also scroll through some headlines too. So how do you avoid negativity, or maybe you read everything? What does that look like?
What I read as far as headlines, a lot of it is I'm going on Facebook and reading it. I'm also diligently watching Command Your Conversion. I just feel,
Oh, of course
of
you are
course,
good.
right? You know
Good.
that I stalk the page, and I want to be one step ahead of my agents, because if they come to me in the market center as a
Oh yeah.
leader, I feel if I don't know more than them and I can't help them and answer their questions, then I'm failing. So for me, I want to be able to get as much information as possible. So I'm reading Inman, Florida Association of Realtors articles, nothing negative, just informative information, something I can share to our Facebook group in the market center. So when my agents wake up, oh, maybe a little bit later than they already have information. They don't have to go digging to find it.
I love that. I love that. So I love that because you're an OP, and I love that you want to stay on top of all the new tech that that your agent should learn about. A lot of OPs are kind of, not a lot, but some OPs are kind of leave that to other people, right? So you're a very involved OP, would you say?
Yes. Fortunately, my team leader is my brother. So we're going to
Oh,
talk on a daily basis. We've been best friends. I don't know how he puts up with me, but he does. He understands my personality. Even before I've had coffee in the morning, I'm usually not this chipper. I've had 2 cups of coffee. So there's two coffees. There's 2 Brandy coffees. There's the one before
this is my
coffee.
second. This is my second as well. So
So
it's
my
my wife.
brother,
My wife. This is my wife's mug.
I love it. I have 2 Bengal cats. So
I
I'm
got her one that says catitude. My
uh,
wife is a cat. We'll get into that in a second. Go ahead.
I'm just an animal lover. I have 2 dogs and I have 2 cats, so it's kind of a
Nice,
circus
nice.
around my world. But I'm fortunate. My brother is my TL, and we are best friends, and pretty much know each other's personalities inside and out. He's one of those rare people that can deal with me. I'm pretty dominant and opinionated, and so he helps me kind of bring it down and helps me work on my leadership skills, let's say that. So I am very involved naturally because I want to help him grow as a leader too, and I want to help him have a really big future and a big life. And I've watched him grow over the last 4 or 5 years significantly. He started as an admin on my team, just doing transaction coordination, and now he's a team leader, just
Oh, that's
rocking it.
cool.
He's already recruited like 3 or 4 cappers this month. He's killing it.
Wow, this month too.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. There's so many things I want to talk about in terms of that now that you bring it up. But so tell me about, if you're going on Facebook, you're reading some headlines and mostly having to do with real estate, which is great. So you're not digging into the negativity in the
Yeah.
news. Any books right now that you would recommend for because of course I've read all of these.
All of them.
Very intelligent. I have books behind me. They're behind me. So tell me about the ones you're reading.
So right now it's all about leadership. I feel, people need leaders in their community, and they need leaders in their market center, and they need leaders on their team. And so right now, Excellence Wins, which is written by the founder of Ritz-Carlton. And I really believe in
That's cool.
that. Yeah. And it's amazing what the Credos have done, just the way that they founded the company and how it grew, and, client experience, and just coming from contribution and being one step ahead of your clients. So the way that we start our mornings, we basically go through the 3 or the 4 C's. It's care, curiosity. We're going to talk about consultation if it leads into real estate. And then of course, conversion might just be getting more information from them. We're not, pushing them right now. We're just coming from first care. And Brady Sandals, a friend of mine, he's from Palm Springs. I met him at a luxury retreat here in Sarasota. Our region brought him in. And I always belonged to the Ritz-Carlton. I always had a membership there, but I never really incorporated that with my team. And so I kind of just copied what he's doing. And every morning we do a call. I do a role playing script call at 8:15 after I read my books and my articles and exercise. Then 8:45, I do a team call and we go through the 3 Gs he taught me, which is basically gratitude, goals, and grits. It's, 15, 20 minutes. And then I get on a best practices call with the market center and we kind of do the same thing and inspiration and what people are doing that are moving their business forward.
So Sammy Banting, maybe that name sounds familiar.
It does.
She says, Brandy always gives us the best information with the market center. She's just a great broker and a great OP for all of us. Ritz-Carlton practices are amazing. Well, that's a great comment. So what do you love? You said you've always been going to the Ritz-Carlton, and you're reading the book, and it's pretty eye-opening. What are some of their models or beliefs, how they run their business that resonates with you, and how can agents kind of implement that? We talk about Disney a lot, right? Like Disney in terms of like the experience, right? Mm-hmm. What's Ritz-Carlton doing that you think we can relate to?
So basically it's a lot about brand awareness and being really proactive, and people will leave your brand because they don't hear from you or they don't have the experience that you wanted to give them. And I give my team and people in my market center, I empower them to do what I think is best for the client. They don't have to come to me and say, wow, this happened and we're not sure what to do about it. I mean, they know that they can send a gift card to a movie theater if the husband and wife are having a difficult time. And with COVID, the house hasn't sold and they've already bought another one and they're starting to bicker. We're getting phone calls from one of them and the other one's calling at a different time with a different issue. So it's like, they just need date night. So they know, send out a gift certificate so they can, do some takeout or something. They don't have to come to me and ask. And that's the same thing at the Ritz-Carlton. They get $2,000 a day to create an experience if something happens. And they can be one step ahead. It doesn't even have to be an issue that comes about. Also, it's just culture.
So the Ritz-Carlton gives, like, each employee has like this, I guess, an allotment of $2,000 to make something better for somebody. That's pretty amazing. I had no idea. So if somebody's having a negative time or something went wrong, they're given a spend of $2,000 to make it right.
Yes.
Or to make the experience.
Yeah, and you also want to have defining moments. Brady, if you talk about him, but he's like the definition of like luxury client experience to me. In my mind, he's taught me so much. One thing that I really love that he does is called defining moments. So we've restructured, instead of doing closing gifts at the end of the closing, like, hi, thanks for buying the house. That was our job, to help them, find their home or help build wealth by buying real estate or selling their home. What we really want to do is create those little defining moments throughout. So great ideas that you can kind of tailor to your team. I can always send those out to anyone that's on this and give them some ideas of what we've done. One thing Brady did was buy a candle, and basically with a little card that says, hopefully by the end of this candle, once it's burnt, like, we've sold your home. So that's just nice for them to go, oh, you are going to sell my home.
I love that idea. Hey, so talk to me about your design business. Is it interior design, or is it staging, or is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both. So I'm actually negotiating 2 other companies right now. I love businesses and I love real estate related businesses. So right now it's primarily staging, and it's actually with my personal trainer. We were training one day and she has a design background. She owned a cabinet company and designed kitchens and things of that nature. And I said, you know what? We really need staging right now, especially with luxury properties. Anything around 3.5, which is kind of stale and not moving. So we started staging properties. We just sold one during COVID that we staged very quickly within 30 days. So that was nice. And now I'm actually talking to an interior designer that's fully trained, and we're looking at partnering and doing a company for high-end homes. So when people come here, they might not have the time to really furnish or design a $3 million home. They have several other homes. So they hire our company and trust us to do that for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, my wife My wife went to FIT and she majored in fashion and merchandising. And so when we had our team in New Jersey, she staged all our properties. And then she staged our properties here for our team in Michigan. And we have our garage is like completely filled with like couches and rugs and chairs and tchotchkes and stuff like that. But that's amazing. Yeah, staging super, super important. So your property management company, I was going to ask you about how the market's doing in Florida, in Sarasota. Tell me, I know of Sarasota. Tell me where it is in conjunction with like Orlando or Miami.
Sure. So we're on the other coast. We have the better beaches and less traffic.
Oh, the better beach.
We have very therapeutic sand. It's crushed quartz, so it's great to do yoga on the beach. We haven't been able to do that recently, but I can't wait to do that with our yoga instructors again. But it's a great beach, Siesta Key. I'm about 5-10 minutes from there. And we're about 45 minutes south of Tampa, so we can still get to that airport. And then we also have Sarasota Bradenton Airport here. We're about 2 hours realistically with traffic to Orlando. And, you know, again, 3.5 hours to Miami, depending on traffic. So not too far.
So you have a property management business, and I'm assuming that the rental market there was or is very booming. So how are things going now, right? Like, how's that looking for you guys now and with what's going on?
Honestly, better than sales. The rental market's on fire. We have zero inventory. Oh, wow. We have 2 homes that we have several applications on, but have not leased. We need more inventory. So if there's any realtors in my area, please, if you can't sell a house, we do offer a referral fee for inventory homes. And we just are in the talks right now. We haven't signed, but a second property manager that was going to bring on 93 more properties. So we're launching a vacation side that's starting to open back up, but you know, it's still in the works. We have a 30-day minimum on the mainland. On the barrier islands, depending on the associations, or if it's in an association, you can do less. You can do Be Clear daily.
Catherine Rain is watching. She says, I love Brandy. She's my sister from another mister.
I love Kat. She is a marketing guru. Boy, I love everything she does on social media. She's a rock star.
What's up, Catherine? Catherine and I have become good friends over the last year or so. She's awesome. Yeah. So tell me about behind you. I see these 2 very prominent signs, Feed a Healthcare Hero. And I feel like, you know, by seeing those, you know, you're very aware of what's going on and what our healthcare professionals are going through. And so tell me about that. Is that yours, or is that something that you promote? What's that about?
So my significant other and I were sitting at the kitchen island one morning, and we just started tossing ideas like, what can we do? Obviously, real estate kind of came to a halt. Everyone was in denial about that, and we were the first ones to go. Business had stopped. This was, you know, weeks ago. Obviously, it's picked up since then, but we wanted to be able to help our friends. This is a town of arts and culture. So that brings fine dining and wonderful small family-owned restaurants. A lot of our friends were suffering, and their clients, their friends, or people that we just know we love their food in their restaurant. And we're foodies, so we do like to go out. And obviously we haven't. We've had to, and I can cook, so it's no problem. We've been cooking at home. But we thought, what can we do to help these small business owners? I had already started a Facebook group about helping them get takeout or delivery done.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, you know, we want to do more. So we've raised over $30,000. We raised, I think, $20,000 the first week and a half. And we still are doing it until the 15th of May. And we are feeding fire stations, police officers, canine units, nurses, doctors. We're doing it very carefully with gloves and masks and booties, all that. We are not allowed to enter the facilities. And we are opening it up to all realtors. He works for a competitor, a small firm here, well, a large firm, but small name as far as global. It's a big company here locally, a dominant real estate company, but I work for Keller Williams, obviously. So we thought the 2 big firms in the area, if we were to get together as competitors and do something cool for the community, and then have the real estate volunteers be able to deliver the food safely, again, it would really just boost morale. And it has. I mean, people have called us in tears and just with tons of gratitude. So
this is so cool. I mean, I'm on the site. It's a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information. You've raised $31,063, and 343 people have donated. 1.7 thousand people have shared it. 346 people are actually following the page. There's a ton of posts and photos and videos. This is awesome.
And we do have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. I have not had time, quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, to look at the analytics on the back end of the page in the group. I do know that we had the top realtor in town do a really cool YouTube video last week. It caught his attention. And so that it's just nice. You can build more relationships with agents. And I really had some handwritten note cards from CEOs of major hospitals thanking us, which is just wonderful that they've taken the time to do that.
That is so super cool. I love it. I love it.
And I have an entire database of every restaurant owner in town now. So hopefully that'll help during season and for future business.
Well, you know, here's the thing, like you help them, they're going to help you.
Yeah. And we didn't think obviously that, and it just hit me the other day. Someone's like, well, you should work on your real estate business and this is great, but you need to be doing this. And I'm like, I need to help my community. I grew up here. These are people I love and care about. And we have a couple industries. It's hospitality, there's retirees, you know, CEOs that move here, and real estate. That's and the hospitals, you know, so healthcare. Those are our three industries. So I'm like, how can I get these three industries back in action and mentally healthy, knowing that they're doing something? So it was volunteer realtors at every company, which is awesome. Some of them I'm like, I'd love to attract to KW maybe later. They're just amazing people. And then our healthcare, which we're known for, people move here for that. And then restaurants.
Yeah, that's basically what makes up your town, right? So, you know, dig in. I mean, that's kind of I feel like as realtors, you know, that's part of our job is to support our community. And it's so important to do that because think about it, like the housing market kind of drives everything, right? Mm-hmm. And so if we're not digging into our local businesses and we're not forming relationships, you know, we're not trying to help drive the market. Every single one of us is a small business owner. So, you know, as a realtor. So it definitely makes sense to help and support. So I didn't talk about your team, your sales team. So tell me a little bit about your sales team. I've seen some of your videos. You do really good videos for some luxury properties. Tell me a little bit about how that operates.
Yeah, so obviously I love luxury. You've heard me kind of talk about it, but our average on the team is around 600,000. So we sell everything. We just closed on a $160,000 condo. We also furnish them and stage them, or just do a design fee if someone's going to live in it full time. And we have anything up to, you know, $3.5 million listings. I'm previewing a $7 million one today. So we cover all price points. We do have different brands for each. I have 2 buyers agents, and then I have a listing agent that is hopefully my replacement, so I can focus more on leadership. That's going really well. We brought him over from Sotheby's, so that's fun. And then we have 2 dynamic, really amazing young women, ladies that are our operations team, and they're both closing on homes this week. One is in her early 20s, and she just closed on one last week in the middle of COVID. And so that was really awesome to watch that happen with her. And then my other one, Jessica, she is also closing on her first home that she's going to own on her own. She is a single mom with 2 beautiful children. So she's excited about having her home with them next month.
Awesome. I love that. Hey, there's a comment here from Joseph Crowley on Facebook. He said that your Feed a Healthcare Hero idea is amazing. And as a retired firefighter, he appreciates that. And by the way, he says hello from the better coast, Vero Beach. So
competition.
Are those fighting words? I don't know. I think you guys
tell him that they do have better surfing. When I was a teenager, when I had no fear of surfing, now I'm like, I just want to keep my joints intact. But surfing was so fun on the East Coast. We used to spend our weekends over there. So
all right, so we'll give you the surfing, Joseph, but otherwise, you know, we'll see. So tell me, you know, what do you got on the docket today? You're going to go preview this house, and you know, well, real quick, what do you wake up? What time you wake up, Brandy?
Ideally 5:30, but I'm going to be super transparent with everyone and tell them that since COVID, I like having 8 hours of sleep.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
come on.
I have to have 8 hours. It's my whole life. I want my sleep. I don't mess with my sleep. I feel like I'm more productive during the day, and my energy is way higher if I get 8 hours. I'm not a person that can get 4. You don't want to be around me. So during COVID, if I've had some nights where I'm up and saying, gosh, I have over 100 agents I'm responsible for. I have a team. I have all these businesses. How can I keep my people if this lasts for a year or what? You know, I have no idea what's going to happen. So in the beginning,
Right.
there were times that I would wake up in the middle of the night, which I've never done, going, how can I, you know, keep them and help them still buy their first home and, you know, just worry. I got through that pretty quickly. So I got back in routine, but there were times when I did sleep in because I wouldn't get to bed till 8 or 11. And then I'd have to get up at 8. So I would be scrambling to get on that role play call. That's kind of past. I let go of that fear and I really controlled my mind and said, we can do this. This is an opportunity. And we have just taken over market share going after listings now.
I think that, first of all, I think that for me, I need at least 7 hours, right? Like 8 would be great. Sometimes with the little kids, I don't have a choice, but I'm not that person who, you know, can function on 5 hours of sleep. Oh, I wake up at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5:30. You know what? Listen,
Yeah.
I personally feel that I don't care what time you wake up.
Yeah.
It's like if you wake up at, you know, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and you're productive and you get things done, then that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to be the person to get up at 5 a.m. and you're productive, that's what you do. You need to do what works for you. And as long as you get up and you make the most out of your day, that's all that really matters, right? Like a lot of big CEOs wake up super early, but then you read about a lot of other ones and they're waking up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Like, so it's not about the time you wake up, it's about what you do with that time. So, you know, when people are preaching, wake up early, wake up at like, you know, 4, that's fine. That's all you do what you got to do it. But that's not for everybody as long as you make the most of your day, really. That's what
I agree. And I think we all have to be open-minded, especially with my stepdaughters are grown. They're in their early 20s. They are living a great life and have careers. But, you know, I can't relate to Jessica. We were just talking about, has 2 small kids and is a single mom and is homeschooling. You know, so I have to really think about that when we're looking at different times of doing things. I mean, you have to make adjustments right now for sure.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Well, listen, Brandy, I don't want to keep you from your extremely busy day running like 17 businesses. It's awesome. I love it, love it, love it. You're very driven. You're passionate. Whenever I talk to you or we text, you're always in a positive, great mood. Let's end on that. How do you stay so positive? You're just like, whenever I text Brandy, I feel like the energy coming through my phone. So how do you stay mentally happy and excited and positive?
Coffee and I'm just kidding. Lots of coffee. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm wearing a shirt that says coffee. Coffee is my spirit animal.
Yes. I really think you have to surround yourself with good energy. And, you know, there are times when I've had, you know, certain people on my team where they're not in a good mindset, and you can help lift them out of that, and you can do your best. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to surround everyone, your team, your family, everyone in your business with people that are there to support you and believe in you and trust you and feel your energy, and you feel their energy. And you should be able to, if you're having a down day, call that person and hopefully they lift you out of that. You know, it's not fun to call someone and they're miserable too. You know, you want to surround yourself with someone going, I get it, you're having a bad day, but you have this, you have that, let's go do this. And just shift your whole mind, your whole mindset.
So good, so good, so good. Well, listen, I appreciate it. You know, I know you got to jump into your day. I got to jump into mine. So have an amazing day. I appreciate you spending a little time with us this morning and giving us some nuggets and telling us, you know, how you get your day started. And that just kind of sets the tone for everything. Mornings are really important. I know for me, when I have a bad morning, I can't get out of it. It's hard to get out of it. So make sure that you're feeding yourself positivity. You're reading positive things. You're listening to positive music. You know, you're looking at positive things on social media, and just try to set the tone of your day by focusing on the positive when you wake up in the morning. And I promise you it'll be a good one for you. So Brandy, thanks for jumping in with us. We will talk soon. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk later.
Thanks so much, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Good to see ya. No problem.